It's Hot Mike with Hutton and Withrow, where daily we discuss the National Football League and the push for the postseason. In the AFC, plenty of teams trying to jockey for positioning. In the NFC, well, the best teams in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles and San Francisco 49ers.
Well, hold on, Hutton. Not just those teams, but how about the Detroit Lions is one of the best teams in the NFL? Other shows may not mention that or talk about it. We will.
We are on board with Detroit. Subscribe to the podcast. Join us each day for Hot Mike with Hutton and Withrow across the Outkick Network. We discuss the NFL, college football, and the top headlines from Outkick.com.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, overall, I wanted to talk a little bit on myself, to furthermore explain who I am as a person. Some of these things I probably already said before. I don't really mean to come off as attacking anybody. Well, I'm not really attacking anybody, but just in case anybody feels threatened or attacked, it ain't like that. I'm just overall explaining myself as a person and who I am and just the character development, that was years in the making. Because if I can just cut straight into it, I know when I was younger, I used to give up on a lot of different things, like stuff I would put my mind to, thinking that I'm going to be the best at it. And then when I actually get into it, I just give up. Like I remember I wanted to try out for the wrestling team when I was in middle school. I remember I wanted to try out for track. I had like a football idea. I had basketball idea when I was in the elementary. I had so many different ideas and things that I wanted to get into, but I either would just think about it or I just wouldn't do it. So as the time got, past, me in school and all of that stuff, now I'm an adult. It's like now I really have to, find something, because as a kid, that's one thing that I know I have a lot of kid audience, or fans and supporters and stuff. So that's one thing for sure. Find, and I guess I couldn't necessarily find or tell y'all all of, I don't know, I feel like that there's at times where I could have told y'all this already, how I was in school and just gave up on stuff. But I did tell people hey, if you are in school and you got something on your mind, do it. Do it. I don't care what you got in front of you. I don't care what's holding you back. Do it. If you got to wait till Christmas to ask for whatever you want to ask for, okay? Whatever it is, ask for it. Write it down, put it on a piece of paper, do what you can. But, don't get to a point in life where now you're an adult and then you just doing everything super late. So if you guys is wondering why I'm doing 100 million videos on 100 million channels, live streams every day, podcast episodes every day, it's because I did things late. So now I'm paying for it. Paying for it all. I wish I had been doing all of the stuff that I'm doing right now. I wish I had been doing it in high school. That's something that I think about all the time. Imagine where I would have been if I had been doing this stuff in high school. I hands down for sure, I know I've been in a much more better situation. That's why I think it's always best to start off early on what you want to do. Because when you sit down and think about it, Michael Jordan didn't, start playing basketball after he got out of high school and college. No, that dude was going at it while he was in it. I think didn't they say he got cut from his team, or the team didn't want him, so he just kept going at it. He didn't give up. And that's another thing, don't feel discouraged if people don't support you or you don't have the motivation and all that stuff. If you guys need motivation, hey, always hit me up. Always hit me up. You are I'm a rising YouTuber, or I'm a rapper, or I'm this, or I'm that, and you just overall want just a few words of motivation. I got you guys on that. Because that's something that I wish I would have had growing up. Just, some sort of motivation into what I wanted to do and things. I didn't, so I had to self-motivate myself. That's another thing for sure. It's if you don't want to get motivation from other people, self-motivate yourself. Self-motivate yourself and just, stick with whatever you think on. So if you're thinking I'm definitely going to get this if I keep going at it, have that on your mind. Have that. If there is something or somebody that drives you to, keep just have you keep going forward in life. Like, have that thing or person on your mind 24/7 to the point where it's like you're tired, you can't do it. Like, work into the point where you are like, maybe not out in public, but when you probably get home, like I was about to tell y'all some stuff that probably put y'all in danger. But get to the point where it's like when you get home and then you just immediately just pass out, just fall, just flop all across your bed and just pass out. Keep going at that. Don't give up. My thing is like, if you're young enough to where it's like, I don't care how old you are, I don't care what you got in going on, because that's one thing where it's like, I made some merch based off of that. I just don't like when people, when they come to me and they ask me about something, but then they start doubting themselves. I'm like, okay, well, from now on, to any of my fans, friends, whoever, if you come to me and you need motivation, leave doubt out of the conversation. I do not want to hear anything about you or like, oh, well, what if I'm not, well, what if I, well, what, no, there ain't no what ifs, there ain't no but, there ain't no none of that. And I'm like, if you come to me for motivation, all that doubt, leave it. Like, just, I don't want to hear anything about you doubting yourselves. People always want to, like, because that's one thing I've realized that annoys me now is when people get to doubting themselves when they ask me, like, oh, well, what if I want to do, because I'm like, there was a time where I was in a live stream and somebody was, like, doubting. It was more so about, like, some people that was messing with them at school. And I'm like, well, if they really bothering you and you trying to get your point across, I'm like, fight them. Just full on, just start fighting them. If you got to fight dirty, fight dirty. If you got to get a chair and slam it on somebody, do what you got to do. But let them know, like, hey, this is like, don't do anything that's going to, like, potentially, put somebody 6 feet under. But just, put them in the nurse's office. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, put them in the, because I'm like, look, my thing is like, it's either you or them. So I'm like, it gotta be, I'm not trying to hear no situation where all of a sudden these kids is bothering you and then you done took your life. I'm like, that bullying stuff is crazy. And that's why I was like, look, I would rather for my kids to be alive and well, getting sent home because they defended themselves. That's what, it trips me out, like, with that bullying stuff and people that are like, oh, like, they, like, contact. I'm like, nah, if there ain't nobody gonna help them, I'm like, get a chair and slam it on somebody. I'm like, they ain't gonna die over it. So anyways, but yeah, they was like coming to me, talking to me about that. And I'm all like, hey, look, like, don't doubt yourself on that. I don't care how big they are. I don't care how small you are. Like, defend yourself. Like, that's it. But they kept doubting themselves. That's when I realized that, like, that whole, like, people doubting themselves, like, that, it really annoys me. Because I'm like, look, you came to me for advice, right? This is the advice that I want you to take. Take that advice and use it. But that doubting stuff, don't come to me doubting yourself. Because I ain't going to hear it. I'm like, I've gotten to the point in life where I'm like, look, if I'm not, and that's the thing where I'm like, look, if I'm not going to doubt myself, I don't want you to doubt yourself. I know we're two different people, but it's one of those things where that's what's going to get you through life. So anyways, but yeah, that's one thing where it's like, and then I know people would be thinking like, oh, well, what if somebody else doubts you? Who cares what other people think? I'm like, I made it through. My thing is like, I've been on YouTube for 11 years. I've been, going on 11 years. I know Pat, when, probably in July, either July or August. I don't really know like which month would really count, because I remember I created a channel in July, but I ended up losing that channel. So I technically my main channel in August. I don't know, but anyways, been going at YouTube for 11 years. First 5 years wasn't taking it serious. Past 6 years, I've been going as hard as I possibly could, and it just seems like it's just nothing but like a character development, like. Either, I don't even know when, it just seems like every time when I come out with something or do something, it feels like I level up as a person, like, or just overall, like, with this whole, like, character development thing that I got going on with YouTube. Like, I started off with 2 YouTube channels, and that's it. I wasn't live streaming, I ain't have no podcasts, I ain't have multiple YouTube. Now I got 28 YouTube channels, a podcast, and a Twitch channel, and I'm like working on all these different like content. And just recently created a commentary channel. And I know people will probably be thinking like, did I create that commentary channel because of like, the people that I beef with and they came from commentary channels? I feel like a part of me did, create a commentary channel, like, you know, not to follow in their footsteps, but just to show them, like, what you guys are doing. It ain't that difficult either. Like, it ain't difficult at all. It's like, it's just, to me, it's funny when people, they try to make it seem like that making certain YouTube videos is difficult. But it's like, if it's something that you want to make, it's not going to be difficult. It's not going to be different. If it's something that you don't know about, then yeah, of course it's going to be a process, of course. But that's what it is. It's a process. It ain't no like difficulty. Like, it ain't going to be easy or hard. Like, you know, I guess, like, I think when you're into it, then it's going to be easy. But when you're not into it and you're doing it for the first time, then yeah, it's going to probably be a little bit harder and stuff. But if it's, you know, similar to what you're already doing, then yeah, it's going to be easy. But that's the thing. It's like, you know, it's a process to like overall get into something. You can't just like jump into it thinking that, oh, it's like I know everything about it and stuff. It's like you're not, you know, like some wizard or freaking, you know everything. But it's like, it's one of those things where it's a process. So, but anyways, but that's how it is, like with even my channels, my podcast, Twitch, you know, all of that. All of it is a process. Like, I know when I created my gaming channel, because I have to say my gaming channel is the reason why I really got into YouTube. But when I had created that, I remember I didn't know which programs to use. I didn't know anything about PC gaming. I didn't know anything about like how to record gaming videos. But I still created the gaming channel because it was something I wanted to get into. So I made it easy for me. You know, I chose like the shortcuts and the easy ways, like especially with the gear that I had at the time. Like, I had this laptop that wasn't even equipped for certain PC games unless it was like a really old game like Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice Cities, or San Andreas. So if it was like one of them games that came out in the early 2000s, then yeah, I would be able to play that and make videos off of it. But I was out here trying to play brand new games that just came out that wasn't equipped for the equipment that I had at the time. Now I'm like, with the equipment that I have now, I have a more better microphone. Like, to overall tell you guys what I was rocking with back when I in 2015. Well, let's go all the way back to 2010. Let me tell you guys, because 2010 and 2015, I have to say that those were the years where gear in me just wasn't good. So yeah, let's go back to 2010. 2010, I had a digital camera trying to record certain. And I still have that camera till this day. Like, I think I should do a video overall, tell y'all, like, just my first year with YouTube and stuff. But anyways, I had a digital camera, and then that was it. That was the only thing that I had. I didn't have no mic. I didn't have, like, the gear that YouTubers had back then, or even the gear that YouTubers have now. I didn't have none of that stuff. So I got into YouTube with just a digital camera. Then 2015 rolls around. I created my gaming channel. I had a laptop. What camera? I don't even think now, because I was more so using like my iPhone and it was mainly my iPhone, because I wasn't using my iPad anymore at the time. So anyways, had the iPhone and my laptop. I didn't have no decent. I had like a Turtle Beaches headset, using that as a microphone. If you want to go back and listen to what that microphone sounds like, yeah, it was not that good. So then there is that. And then at the time, yeah, that was like straight out of high school and stuff. So I didn't really have like a whole lot of money to, you know, get the games I wanted to get in these. So I had to like, you know, wait on that stuff, or, you know, until like somebody can like help me out and things. Then 2016 rolls around. I ended up getting this job downtown. Got all the things that I needed and then was improving as a person and stuff. So yeah, it's like YouTube is gonna be a process when you very first start off for those. But it's like you can use like what I'm saying is like for anything that you're getting into. You know, it's like it ain't like, oh, like everything is everything is different, but the work ethic and the process behind it, like, you know, you can very well be a basketball player, you know, and if you want to stick to one position, be the best at it. You know, like, but like be the best in your eyes. Don't try to be better than other people. Just be the best in your eyes. You know, don't compare yourself to nobody. Don't do any of that stuff. Just focus on yourself, focus on your game, and you good. But don't try to be, because my thing is like when you're trying to be better than somebody, you're taking your mind off of yourself. So you ain't even going to really be focused on yourself. You're going to be focused on this other person. And then you're seeing, oh, they did that move, so let me see if I could do that move, but 10 times better. No, do what you know. My thing is like, do what you know or do what you're good at, and then you don't have to worry about, being like somebody else, because then that's where everybody, my thing is like, when players like make a legendary name for themselves, at first people are going to compare them to like other basketball players and stuff, but then eventually when they just keep going at it and then they just start that they're just out there doing their own thing, then people are gonna be like, oh yeah, that Steph Curry ain't this guy, he ain't that guy. No, he's just Steph Curry. Michael Jordan is just Michael Jordan. LeBron James is just LeBron James. Kobe Bryant is just Kobe Bryant. They were all being their own person. At first, maybe they might have been trying to but I feel like they were just more so just trying to outwork what they did prior to the day before. So, and I feel like that's what makes you just keep outworking what you think you can do. So if talking on football, if you think you can only score 2-3 touchdowns, try scoring 5 to 10 touchdowns. Then it might be like a crazy number. I know people are like, bro, is it even possible to score? I feel like there might be somebody out there that might score. How many touchdowns was scored in a game by one player? Let me see real quick. How many touchdowns was scored in one game by one player? Like, who holds that record? On December 12th, 1965, the rookie running back Gale Sayers of the Chicago Bears scored 6 touchdowns during a single game against the San Francisco 49ers at Chicago's Wrigley Field, tying the NFL record for most touchdowns in a single game. Okay. So he did his thing. So it's like, he scored 6. See if you could go score 7 or 8. So I guess like if it's statistics and numbers, like a number or a statistic, that ain't a person. There's just a person behind it. So see if you can do that and go beyond it and things. So but it's like it's gonna be a process. So obviously it's gonna take some time to get to where you need to get to in life. But yeah, it's gonna be a process. But like with YouTube, I know people, they ask me all the time, like, how do I have 28 YouTube channels and live stream podcasts and all this other stuff? It's a process. I didn't create the 28 YouTube channels when I very first started. I only had 2. So I was like, I had my gaming channel and my main channel, TMossBoss and TMossBoss Gaming. Then eventually I worked my way onto a 3rd channel, then a 4th channel and 5th, kept going at it and stuff. And then eventually I was just like, who knows? I might even create, I was like, I was going to say I might create me actually, no, I might end up eventually creating another channel and stuff. But I had like an idea. I was like, no, I could just keep that on one channel and things. But anyways, but yeah, it's like, things are just going to take time. It's just going to take a lot of work. But don't doubt yourself. Don't think for a second. Because I'm like, look, I've been getting doubted by, haters all across the freaking internet and stuff, from Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I have numerous, for those that don't know anything about me, I got numerous videos out there about me, people saying that I'm not going to be nothing. And I'm like, and it's funny how people, they always like to come to my channel and say things like, oh, this is a dead channel. It's like, you guys have been saying that for like the past 23,000 subscribers. Y'all been on my channel for the longest telling me that. And look at my channel. My question to you guys, like, the day I hit 100K, are y'all still going to be saying that? Are you guys still going to be saying, like, when I hit freaking 1 million subscribers, 10 million subscribers? See, I know I'm going to hit that number because I keep going at YouTube. I keep putting up numbers. I keep adding more to my... There's a car or a plane or anything. I was just like, what's that? But anyways... but yeah, it's like I keep adding more to my statistics. I don't I don't give up or just be like doubt myself like, oh, I can't do it. I got videos up right now that I plan on. I think after see all my gaming videos that I uploaded, I still got one more gaming video to upload onto my channel. But after that, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna do some stuff video related for Grand Theft Auto. And then after that, I'm like, I'm just gonna get at it, working on videos, helping out my friends, helping out myself. Just keep doing what I've been doing. So anyways, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Just a little motivational episode, for those wondering, like, for those that are doubting yourself, listen to this episode. And if you still doubting yourself at the end of it, then it's like, with whatever that you're getting into, it's like maybe you just need to walk away from the situation for a little bit and then come back to it. And if you're going to be like, oh, well, what if I can't walk away from the situation? Well, I'm like, okay, well, then you're cornered. So you got to fight your way through it. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't doubt yourself, especially when you're in the corner. I'm like, that's like, my thing is like, if you're stuck in the corner, then you really need to get out of it. Don't ever be in the corners in life, all right? Make sure you're in the middle of the ring, fighting, swinging, doing whatever you possibly can, okay? This is your fight. You do your rules. You do your things. Don't look at nobody else besides yourself, okay? But don't fight with yourself, because then you're going to be looking crazy. But I'm just saying, like, just keep doing what you're doing, all right? And if you ain't doing nothing, then do something. And then, when you just keep going at it, this is like with YouTube. If you're like, oh man, like, I really want to be a YouTuber and stuff. You haven't created a channel, record one video, post that video. Then, whenever you want to post your next video, try doing 2 videos. And just keep raising the bar. And then it's like when you get stuck somewhere, keep doing that over and over again. Just keep going at it over and over and just do nonstop, all right? So, but anyways, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching in or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Check out my merch store. Check out my Twitch channel. Check out my other YouTube channels. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at TMossBoss. Same with Twitch. You can find me just by searching up TMossBoss. And if you search up my main channel, TMossBoss, then you'll find the links to all my other channels. And let's go ahead and just, accomplish the world. But anyways, talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.